Composition is a powerful way to create modular, reusable components for your games, so let's dive into Godot. So let's start by understanding what composition is. It's a technique where you have multiple components. Instead of having everything on a single thing, let's say this enemy here, you could have all its logic inside of its script, and that can get very messy and hard to modify, and it's not very modular. But composition makes it so on the enemy you can keep only its AI movement, and then you can have a health component that handles the health. In my case, I have a hit flash component. This takes in the materials, and then if I hit the hit flash, it flashes. Then a hitbox, so it can take damage. Then an attack component, and this allows it to attack other things. Composition is a fairly complicated topic for beginners. I myself struggled with understanding it at the start. I watched all the videos and still didn't really understand it. Then I went back to it later and finally it clicked. So hopefully I can help someone out there understand it. And it's the best workflow that I've found. So before this, I would have all my logic inside a single script with hundreds of lines. And when working with components, I can have a simple script that handles just the movement, and it's 60 lines long. Then a health component. This handles all the health for everything in my game. So it's quite long, around 200. And it's pretty nice that I don't have the code with different logic inside the same script, because that can get very confusing when you're trying to fix something. And I can also go over how I handle the components. So let's start with the health component. If we go into its script, and at the top it has a class name and its health component. And if I select the health component node, I can assign other nodes, and that's exported variables that I have. So one for the hit flash component, and it's the type of the class name hit flash component. And if I hit assign, it doesn't have any other ones in the scene right now. But if I were to make a new scene, I'm gonna make this a 3D scene. I'm gonna hit the instance child scene, and I'm gonna search for health, and I'm gonna add the health component. And then I'm also gonna add the hit flash component. And now if I select the health component, I can assign a hit flash component to it, and it's right here. If I were to have other nodes in the scene, let's add a attack component. If I go back to the health component, when I assign a hit flash component, only that node will show up, since that's the only one with a script that's in that class. Then I also have a health bar, and this only takes in the health bar node. So let's go back to the enemy scene, and I have a health bar, or actually two in my scene. And this makes me realize that I could make the health bars into a component, because currently I have 5 nodes here, all handling the health bar, and it's this over here above the character, and this is on each of my enemies. And if I made it a component, I could just hook that up to the health component instead of having to hook up the health bar. So I still have room for more composition inside of my game. Currently my project is fairly complex with different types, but if you wanted to do something similar to this, and I'm gonna make it a bit more simple, for let's say a health component, you probably don't need any functionality to the node. So a regular node will work. Then you will just attach a script to it, and one of the most common ones is handling health. So this can be my health component. And at the top of the script, I'm gonna make a class. So I'm gonna type class underscore name. I'm gonna call it health and underscore comp. You can name it whatever you want to. Then I'm gonna make a new variable, which I'm gonna export. So at export var, and I'm gonna call this the health, and I'm gonna make it the type int. So that's just colon and int. You can set the health in the inspector now. So let's say 100 health, and then I'm gonna go down and make a new function. So that's func. You can call this change health, and inside of this function we can make the health equal the health minus the value that we give it, and the value we will give the function is inside of the parentheses, and we can call this maybe change. We can just put the change in here. So I'm gonna call this health underscore comp and save that, and I'm gonna make another scene. So let's say this one would have an area 3D. You have to give it a shape, so collision shape 3D. then give it a shape or a sphere, and then make a new script on it. I'm gonna call this the hitbox underscore comp, and then select area 3D, hit the node tab, and on the signals I can do area entered. This will look for other areas in the scene. If I take body entered, it will look for bodies, like character body and so on. But for this example, I'm going to use area entered. And if area enters, I want to get the health component. And in order to get the health component, I'm going to do an export var, and this will be a health component. And this will be the type that we made. So that's health underscore comp. And if I save this now as hitbox and put this in another scene, so I'm going to make a new scene. This can be a 3D node. I'm going to add the health underscore comp and my hitbox that I made. So hitbox. I can see that I can assign the health component, and that's just the node. I can give it a name on the component side. So I'm going to call it health comp, a save. It doesn't update in the scene that I just instanced it in. So I'm going to have to remove it and add it back again. So that's the health underscore comp. Now it has the new name. Then I can assign it, and when it's assigned, I can, inside of the hitbox, actually access the health component. So I can do if we have our health component, and then colon, we want to get the health component, and we want to call the change health function inside of the script, and it expects an argument, and that's inside of the parentheses. And I'm going to give it an int value by, let's say, 50. And now if area enters the hitbox area, it will check if we have a health component. And if we do, it will get the health component and call a function and give that function 50. And if I control click on the function, it will take me to the function in the other script. And in here we can see what it does. It makes the health equal the health minus the change. So we can print the health before and after this happens. So something like that. You can also change the name on this one. So hitbox. I'm gonna instance it again with the correct name. So hitbox. And now it has the correct name. I'm gonna assign the health component. Then I'm gonna make another scene. And this one will also be area 3D. And it will have a collision shape. I'm gonna give this a cube. Doesn't really matter what you give it. I'm gonna give this the color red, so we can see it in the background later. And I'm gonna save this scene as attack. I'm gonna change the name to attack comp. And right now, as I set it up, whatever area enters the hitbox will deal 50 damage. But maybe you wanna deal different damage depending on the attack. So on the attack component, I can make a new script. And in here, I can give it a new class, name. This can be attack underscore comp. And let's just make an export variable. So export var and dmg for damage. And I'm gonna make this an int. I'm gonna set the damage to 25. And then I'm gonna go back to the test scene, instance the attack. Now I have it in my scene. If I move it to the side here, it's a little bit more visible. It's quite difficult to see in the background, but they're there. If I look down, it's a little bit easier to see. And if I select them, you can see them easier. Then I'm gonna add animation player, just move the attack component. And then I'm gonna make a new animation. I'm gonna autoplay this on load, get attack component's position, select the last frame, move it into the hitbox, or maybe through the hitbox, make a new key. And now if I play it, it should move through there. I could make it loop as well and make it 2 seconds, so it goes back and forth like that. And maybe on the hitbox I can print something whenever something enters the area. So print, and I'm gonna print enter. If I wanna be fancy, I can do if the area is a attack underscore comp, then I wanna get the areas variable for the damage, and we call it dmg. So dot dmg, and then we set the damage to the areas dmg. So we just put, instead of 50, we put area.dmg in there, and that will be the damage we set. I'm gonna comment this out for now, so we can see that it gives 50 damage at the start, and then I'm gonna show that example. Next I'm gonna add a camera to the scene, and a quick sun and world environment. Snap it to my view with Ctrl-Alt-M, and make a nice background. So CSG combiner with some CSG shapes, it fills the screen. Something nice like that. And now if I run my level, I see that it prints a lot, but I can't see the shapes. That's specific to me because I'm using simply just collision shapes. You probably have meshes that you can see, but if I want to see the collision shapes, I can go into debug and enable visible collision shapes. And now we should be able to see them. I'm gonna run it again. And each time it enters the hitbox, it subtracts 50 from the health. And it also tells me each time it enters. And now let's say I wanted to be fancy with it. I can uncomment this. And now if area enters the shape, it will check if it's the type attack component. And if it is, it will get the health component, call the function, and pass through the damage that we set it to. So I'm actually gonna lower it to 10. I'm gonna go into the health component, and I'm only gonna print the health after the change. I'm gonna print the health at the start and after it changes. So I'm gonna run it one more time. As you see, it subtracts 10 each time. So this is very modular, and you can now add this to anything. So let's say when the health gets below 0. So if the health is less or equal to 0, then we get the parent that it's attached to. So get parent, and then we can queue-free it. So dot queue-free. And now what it will do is that it will queue-free the parent. And in this case, the parent is the node 3D, and that's the scene that we're running. So it will close the scene when it reaches 0. So if I run it again, after 10 times, it will close the game. And now, yeah, it closed the game and it worked. And here's a list of things that you can make components that will probably be useful in your game. So on my enemy scene, I have many of them. And let's say the bomber enemy, it has multiple components. So if I search for components, it has a health component, attack component, a hitbox component, and a hit flash component. And as I mentioned earlier, I could even make the health bar a component. Whenever I have an issue with something, it's not gonna be a really big script with everything on it. It's just gonna be tiny pieces of code that will do all it has to do and nothing more. So it's really quite nice. I hope I managed to explain the concept of composition with components in a way that helps someone out there understand how it works. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below. The fundamentals of this that I hope you take away is that components are like Lego bricks with functionality, and you can just add them onto anything you want to make them do what you want to. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to my members for source code, custom videos, or coaching. Check out my Ko-Fi, and I'll see you in the next one.